Hello again, Gundam fans. Today we got the first robot in the Mobility Joint Gundam 3 volume, and this is called Unicorn RXO. I haven't seen the actual cartoon, but it looks pretty awesome. The Unicorn has like a normal mode where it's just all white, and then it grows taller, and that's what all these red segments are. Anyways, yeah, this is 2022. This third wave came out. There's 4 robots and then 4 expansion packs. So I didn't get the expansion pack for this one because I don't actually like it. It just adds all these extra weapons, but it doesn't actually change the appearance much of the robot itself. It just tacks on a bunch of extra weapons. So for now, I'm not planning to get the expansion set. So just this thing. Oh, well, this is odd. Historically, the instructions are printed on the inside, but I don't see that anymore. Maybe they just decided it's not important at all, because I don't see anything in here. Right? With only so many parts, maybe it's not so important. Let's see if we can figure this out. I am pretty stupid, so maybe I won't figure it out. You're gonna have to clip off some parts from the molding runners, or I mean, you could just tear them off, but that's gonna have a lot of white stress marks. But actually, on a white body, I guess maybe it doesn't matter. And then you can see these foil stickers. I find that they work well on smooth surfaces, but on anything with a ridge or crack or basically three-dimensional surfaces, they just tear too easily, I think. They're just too thin. I mean, we'll try one out, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to end well. So you can fast forward, of course. I'm going to clip all this stuff off. These are identical, these two pieces. They both have the number 1. So I'm trying out just my Tamiya double-sided cutters. I have all these single-sided cutters, but no one actually told me that they go dull pretty quick. So I don't know. I've seen people just take some files to sharpen them, and I tried, but I'm not sure. We'll use these for now. They seem to be doing a good job, even if they are double-sided. Huh, yeah. Okay. I think these might be the legs. Yeah, these actually doesn't matter. You're just going to get covered up. But the back of the hand will be quite visible. These are numbered 1 and 2, so there's a left side and a right side. Also, these are numbered 3 and 4. So a lot of parts. These are actually numbered 2 and 1. I have to assume all the 1s are one side of the robot and the 2s are the other side. These are identical, 1 and 1. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, so I do believe these are left and rights. Okay, let's try to figure this out. So we got the torso here. Historically, I put the forearms on. This side, well, you know what? Let's see. They were numbered differently. So let's see if we can make sense of it. They both have pegs on them. It's just basically this angle here. So I think this is probably the left arm here. I guess I could look at the box. And the box isn't overly helpful. Worst case scenario is I have to swap it later. Okay, press that on. It's a really tight press, but that means it's not going to fall apart very easily either. Oh wow, okay. The hands, let's see if they have any sort of articulation. Not really. I also put that on the wrong side. They have a ball peg, but they don't really stick out, so it just kind of blends with the forearm. You can rotate it a little. You can rotate it though. Alright, I don't know where the other hand went. It'll come up later. Alright, the feet. Or, oh, let's go with the head since that's here. So we got the nice red here for the inside part. Now, yeah, the sticker. I'll try. If they're flat, well, this would be really difficult to paint, so that's why I'm going to try to use a sticker. Yeah, that wasn't too painful. Hopefully you can see how I do with it and decide if you think it's easy or not. I'm pretty sure these model kits are really meant for young children. But they do have good details, so, and they're small and easy to collect, so that's why I continue to buy these things. Although I'm still debating if I'm going to get all the figures or not. Oh, I see, that goes up in the helmet. Oh, but it goes up in the helmet later. Oh, I see, it goes here. Actually, paint would be more effective. But, oh, look at that. That's not cool. I don't know what the deal is. The sticker just doesn't want to stick. So that's not very good. Right? It's like slick or something. Maybe there's some residual oil or something on this piece from some dude with greasy hands put this in the bag. I don't know. Strange. Okay. There's a unicorn emblem here. I assume that goes on the shield based on that photograph. I'm using a needle from an airbrush, but obviously any needle will work. But there's not much room to put this. There's like a groove there. There's no real flat spot for that to sit on, so I guess it is just going to have to cross over the groove. It's too bad. Seems odd that they wouldn't have a flat spot there. Oh well. Just got to do that. Now what is this? There's a brown, blackish circle. Oh, that's supposed to go in here. Now this is where it would be really bad if you tried to stick this thing in this recess and try to curve it around that piece there. There's just no way it's going to work, so I'm not even going to bother. Now whether or not the red's going to work on these, I don't think so. Possible. Let's see. Gonna match this up. Let's try this one. is on there, but you can see the edge and stuff. It's just not really pretty to look at. So here we are with some paint, and it obviously I think looks a lot better than stickers, but it obviously took a long time to do. I actually mixed 3 paints: a Vallejo red, the some sort of fluorescent Chinese panel liner, which I've done a review on, I can't remember the name, and then some metallic, because metallic helps actually cover up the surface. So in this case it actually worked well. I'll do a UV light later. Okay, but it looks pink, you know, so in regular light I think it looks good. Okay, let's figure out the rest of this thing here. So I know this hand goes here. Alright. The legs I already went and assembled because it was easier to paint. This is 2 halves that come in from the sides. And then we gotta pop this thing on here. And you want to pop it in from the back. And it's gonna usually make a clicking sound. Yep, there you go. A little popping noise there. Yeah, very good. The back skirt. Okay. And then these little side flaps go into that back skirt. I guess I should probably put those on the back skirt first. No instructions, so... well, I don't think so on there, though. Oh, this will help. Just take the torso apart. Alright, so yeah. And actually, you got some articulation in those panels. One thing that you might want to avoid, though, is if you do put paint on when they're together, the capillary action sucked in the paint there. So that's a little unappealing. And I also had a hard time taking the little eyelash Q-tip thing, cotton bud, to get all the paint out there. So you might want to do it as separate pieces. I'm not too particular. And I look at the front skirt on too. Where is the front? This, no. So this is definitely part of the front skirt. This is too. But where's the other? Oh, it must be this. I see. Okay. So the feet. Alright. So even though there's pegs to the bottom, that's a 3mm hole, so you can use any sort of Gundam stand. And it's a little unsightly, but it actually does make sense that it's there. That's pretty cool. It's really hard to get it really tight though. No, boy, I'm really squeezing that thing. I don't know what the deal is. Something's holding it up, but maybe you want to cut off some of those pegs or something. Yeah, anyways, that's gonna have to do for here. That sinks in. I gotta say, those foil stickers do look nice in there. So these shoulder pieces come down vertically in the groove. Sometimes they're horizontal, but this one definitely has to be vertical. I built a high-grade unicorn a long time ago, but anyway, I sold it off. It just wasn't that great, knowing that the master grade actually will expand like a unicorn should, but the high grade wouldn't, so I got rid of it. These seem to, I guess, just be little forearm pieces here. But they also have a peg hole, that is. So actually that pink I put in there, it just got covered up for, oh well, I didn't test fit any of this stuff. Oh, there's a piece missing. I was wondering what this belonged to. Alright, okay, throw it out. So that's for the shield, and it looks like you have 3mm holes here flanking this one. So you could put weapons here. Kind of, oh no, this doesn't even have a peg like the other ones. So, well, I guess you can't do anything with this one. Maybe for the expansion. I think the expansion set has machine guns that go there. That's probably why it's there. I got a little red paint on that ball joint, but if you just move the arm around, that should probably scrape it off. Well, it pretty much did. Okay. And then the backpack. Painted the saber handle silver. Okay. And then we'll pop in the rifle here. I also just put some of that red on the hand, you know, where I tore it off the sprue or cut it off, just to help hide that a little bit. Alright, well, that turned out pretty well. Let's look into the articulation. So the head has a lot of movement. That's pretty good. I wish only the thing would actually tighten better. Alright. Let me come back, see if I can get this better. So I'll show you if this bothers you. I first cut all the pins down a little bit, and it didn't change anything. What's happening is this thickness of the red paint here is causing that gap. So I basically sanded away this entire white surface right here that has these holes, because that surface is what's touching the red piece. So if I put this back together, you'll see before this white piece was butting up against that red piece and it was too close. But now that I've removed some of the white material, the head can be almost seamless. So just a little nitpicky thing, but it might bother you. You never know. And it's a pretty easy fix. Just take a file to it or sandpaper. Okay, so that is that. So yeah, we went over the head articulation. Is pretty good, of course. Granted, it's going to collide here with these whatever cannons or whatever those little red dots are. The shoulders can move up and down quite a bit. Yeah, look at that. And then they have a little bit of a butterfly in the torso there. You can see the angling. And then you can obviously rotate this all around because it's on a ball joint. And then the shoulder will actually pivot up, but you have armor collision. So, and then the forearm is also on a ball peg there, right? And then obviously with this ball joint here, you can get all sorts of movement there. So that's good. The actual arm can bend. Let's see. Around a little under 90 degrees before the armor collides. Alright, so you obviously saw me put this on, so you can, the armor just moves out of the way for the leg, so that's really cool. That seems to be as high as it wants to go. Well, no, I can go a little higher before that ball peg wants to snap out. Almost a full split. Let me get this side up here. Look at that, that's actually pretty crazy. This is probably the most maneuverable mobility joint I have. Granted, I don't really test for that sort of thing usually, but it's nice. And then if you want to come forward, obviously, you can move this flap up. Right, so, right, look at that. Pretty high, a nice high step there. So the leg looks like it can bend 90 degrees. Yeah, before the ball peg collides with the piece in there. So that's really good. The back movement, though, is just colliding with the skirt, so, yeah. So this is a really well-designed mobility joint, perhaps the best one as far as articulation goes. So then the foot, you can back, not much back, it collides. The front's better, and then side to side, that collides as well. So not, well, this angle's pretty good, but that angle not so much. And then obviously you can rotate that around, it's on a ball peg. So with that said, let's see. Yeah, that fell off. I mean, these things aren't very heavy, so they'll hold a pose pretty well, considering this is new. Obviously, if you play with it a lot, it might become an issue, but you could fill it in with some something to make it stick tighter, poster putty or floor shine. Let's look at a few other robots here. Back into a normal pose. Well, something a little more normal. Oh, and actually, I gotta show you the fluorescent stuff. I already tested that paint out. I'm gonna turn the light off. It's not too dark, but unfortunately this battery and this fluorescent flashlight seems to be dying, but I think you can see it, right? Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, went full dark in new flashlight battery, and yeah, it works pretty well. So it actually looks orange out to my eyes, not pink. But I mixed in that QW red fluorescent panel liner. Well, anyways, it works. So let's get the light back on here. Turn that flashlight off. Alright, well, here's the new Gundam from Mobility Joint. It's got some of the extra parts, but mostly it's stock. I don't really like the HWS version that the extra parts gave you. Here's the RX-78, but actually this is the perfect Gundam. And this one I've added some paint details and used a Rattle-Can clear coat matte finish. So it looks very dull, which is intentional. And then this is just a bone stock Sazabi. So the new and Sazabi have the raw plastic finish. And the Sazabi I think is supposed to be glossy, or a lot of model kits look that way, so I left that alone. I'll have to add some paint details to those two. Alright, well, the Unicorn is actually quite short, as you can see, next to these other ones. I'm not sure why. You know, the Sazabi makes sense to be bigger. It's a big robot. The New's pretty tall, but I always thought the Unicorn is a tall one in its destroy mode. Well, anyways, scale's not too big. I'm gonna have to glue that head together. It's starting to work loose again. Alright, well, this is a cool one. But it's going to require paint, I think, to look nice, so keep that in mind. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next Mobility Joint video. Bye.